Hello my dear family members, many of you have requested me to upload Cognizant content as Cognizant already started their journey of on campus. From previous year experience, I can conclude that if you prepare all pattern based question, then one question will be common. So let's start with a pattern based question, right? But before we proceed to the question, I would request you to please share this video with your friends so that they can also get help from this channel, right? So the question, the pattern is this: you have to print this pattern by your code. But one key note, that is most probably you will not be given C or C++ to solve the code, right? Only Python or Java will be available. So prepare accordingly, right? So I hope you will give the code in Python or Java in the comment section, right? So let's get start with the solution. Whenever you are solving a pattern based question, you have to keep something in your mind, that is how many lines you have to print and where are the stars being printed and how many stars being printed, right? So if you calculate them, then you can solve the problem easily, right? So in this problem, let's say your input is 5, and so how many lines you have to print? That is 2 into n minus 1. That means total 9 lines you have to print in this case, right? So now iterate two for loops to print stars and to print lines, right? So let's say for I is equal to 1, let's say we are starting with 1. So how many stars we have to print? Only 1 star. And for I is equal to 2, we have to print 2 star. For I is equal to 3, we have to print 3 star. For I is equal to 4, we have to print 4 star. For I is equal to 5, we have to print 5 star. But when we reach I is equal to 6, then how many stars we have to print? We have to print 4 stars, right? So whenever we are reaching I is equal to 5, after that we have to decrement the number of stars, right, by 1. So we have to run a if block here, right? So I hope you got the logic how to solve the problem easily, right? So let's start with the code, then this will be easier, right? So for this question, we have to take the input as 5, right? Now we have to run two for loops. So for int I is equal to 1, I less than n 2 multiply n, right? Because this is the number of lines and 2 multiply n is not included. That means 2 multiply n minus 1 number of line, right? And then I plus plus, this is for number of lines. So the next for loop is for printing the stars, right? So j is equal to 1, j less than equal to the number of columns. So how many columns or how many stars should be printed? So up to I is equal to 5, we have to print I is equal to, the column should be 5. But after I is equal to 5, we have to decrement the number of column by 1. So for that, we have to take another variable, let's say columns, right? So j plus plus here. So here we have to initialize the column variable as 1 because at first at least one column should be printed, right? So now after that for loop, we have to print the stars. So for that, just do that. And here you have to remove the ln because otherwise it will print a new line. So after this for loop, you have to check if I less than n. That means you are above this. That means you are above this line. So you have to increment the column number, right? So if I less than n, then you should increment the column. If not, then you should increment the, else you should increment the column, right? So after printing the stars for each line, we have to print a new line, right? So this way we have to generate the output. Let's run this, then this will be more clear, right? If this is right or not. Okay, this is as it is, right? So let's change the number as n is equal to 5, so n is equal to 4. Let's check if this is giving right or not. So for n is equal to 4 also we can achieve the same pattern, right? So I hope you got the logic, right? So if you are from Python background, then you can also implement the logic, right? So if you found this video helpful, then please subscribe this channel and please share this content with your friend, right? So thank you for today's session.